Hello subscribers, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to a little glimpse at something that I've been getting into recently, and I thought it may be of interest to you. As many of you know, this has been my companion in the virtual reality voyage, the HTC Vive. This thing has really immersed me, especially on a lot of the shooters and the battle royale games, like no other kind of virtual reality headset. And I had tried the headset from Oculus, but it was the Vive with its room scale and being able to move around that really did sell it to me. Even though the audio on this wasn't the best when it came to microphones and creating content. Well, times change, and so do we. And as we get older, we have a few more pennies to spend, and I ended up going for this. The HTC, oh, don't you dare. Now, we can't say the HTC because this is Valve's. Valve went, thank you very much, we made loads of money, but we'd like to make shed more. Piss off. And this is the result, the Valve Index. Now, this is a quality piece of virtual reality merchandise. And what I'm going to be doing in the rest of this video is, I'm going to discuss with you the pros and the cons to getting this headset. And if you're wondering what this is, I should explain possibly in another video. No, don't worry, I'm not going to be binning off all the other PC games. I've been working like a madman and I've had lots of issues. And getting this to work has not been plain sailing, I will tell you. It certainly wasn't as easy to get up and running as it was with the Vive. So here we are in the Index, and one of the first things that I actually want to mention is the quality of the microphone here on this headset. This is a far superior microphone when it comes to the Vive. No more popping, no more crackling, and as I've mentioned in the intro, you really don't need to use an aftermarket microphone in order to be able to get the quality out of this headset. This is unprocessed, this is directly out. So that is a plus, an absolute plus for this headset. So here we are in Pavlov, as you can see the beautiful visuals, but before we actually get to talk about the clarity and the things on this headset, what I wanted to talk about was the FOV. I moved a little bit fast there. Now, as you know, many people in the virtual reality world complain about the FOV, or the field of view around the headset, when it came to the HTC Vive. People put it down to the same experience of using a diver's mask and actually looking through into the virtual reality world through that diving mask. Well, I don't want to go into every single detail because there are a million videos out there, but this headset supposedly has a 20%, if only women, leave it, 20% extra FOV. And when I initially put this headset on, I'll admit, I was a little disappointed. I guess I was kind of expecting a huge leap into virtual reality 2.0 when in essence, it's really only 1.5. So yes, I have a larger peripheral, especially in the vertical plane. When it came to the sides here, there is like these black circles, and I have got the headset as close to my eyes as I actually can get them. So the FOV was, I will admit, a slight disadvantage or a slight negative that I was actually expecting. Now in this video, you're not going to be seeing the whole picture because it's only coming out of one eye and you don't get the full effect. So I can see much more than you can actually see on this video. Now, one thing that we can mention straight away is the clarity. The clarity on this headset has almost completely eliminated the screen door effect. It is there if you look for it very, very closely at distance. You can just about see it. But as I'm up close here looking at these pistols, the screen door is literally absent. The plastic is clear, the visuals are nice and crisp, and I have got absolutely no complaints whatsoever on the actual quality of the visuals when it comes to the Vive Index. Many people will know I was looking at the Pimax 5K Plus because I wanted the wider FOV when it comes to titles such as No Man's Sky and games like that, because for me, that would increase the immersion. Let's talk about audio. So here we are in Contractors VR. As you can see, I've got a full vest on and we have our weapon here. Now, the audio in-game is very important as the visuals are never going to be as amazing as you would get them in a first-person shooter title. After all, it has to render the title twice. So audio is an extremely important aspect of any virtual reality title. And I'm happy to tell you, as you probably already know, the audio quality on the Index is by far the best headset. It's built in, and the headphones don't actually touch your ears, they're on the outside, which is kind of a strange thing. I just wish the volume was a little bit louder, shall we say. That would have increased my immersion again, because I want the gunfire and things to be absolutely frightening and terrifying. There is a slight negative to playing titles that have a very bright and dark contrast to them, and that is the God rays, and this is undeniable, unfortunately, when it comes to the new OLED screens. In here, where we are now in the Arctic, there is no God rays whatsoever, but if we were to be inside a room with a bright light, or if there was any white writing on a black background, it makes it extremely difficult to be able to read, and it kind of gives a glare, and the blacks are not rich. Having said that, this title, Contractors, these blacks are really rather nice. That helicopter there, I cannot see the interior because it is definitely black within the interior. So we love our first-person shooters, and there has been a lot of titles on the market currently in Battle Royale. And the reason many of you know I used to have the Parablaze channel in the past that was let go was purely because not a lot of people were really interested in the small indie developers creating kind of shallow, small experiences. There wasn't any really big AAA games or games in virtual reality that you really wanted to put some time in. Time has moved on, bigger titles are coming. But as I said, in this video, we're really going to be looking at the pros and the negatives of the headset. I need a cup of tea. Many of you may be questioning why I haven't got the Knuckles controllers and why I only went for the HTC Vive ones and I didn't upgrade. It seems out there on the internet, many people on Reddit and all the forums around the world, people are complaining the controller joysticks simply do not click in. People have started opening them up and trying to fix the click themselves so that it actually registers in all angles, using everything from a cocktail stick through to the ball in a ballpoint pen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Vive need to fix this quickly, because I certainly will not be opening up and trying to hack and fix this myself for £300. Everything has been rosy so far without any negatives. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had some real major issues when it came to simply plugging in the Index and taking the Vive out. I went round on the forums such as Reddit and Steam trying to find solutions, as both my controllers would not stay green. They would start green, and as soon as Steam VR would start, one would go blue, and no matter what I tried, it would not work. It really brought me to the point of frustration. I almost felt like sending the item back. However, I ended up here on Discord in the Index forum, and there were players in here such as Hyper, Sarge, who else was in here, Vanoff, and a few other people in here, apologies if I've missed your name, who really took the time over 3 days to try and help me coming up with ideas, trying to find solutions. And in tandem with these guys and the actual official Steam support guy who was absolutely brilliant, a guy called Thor, even though it was 14 or so hours in between the support, there's another guy there, Sarge888, thank you sir, I much appreciated your support and help. Over the 3 days, what actually turned out was happening was it was all due to my Philips Hue lighting system. This was affecting the Bluetooth basically from the lighthouses to the headset. So if you're having the same issue, please do look at this. Now, over those 3 days while I was giving my system reports and logs and everything else,
Steam actually released an update for the VR beta. Now, I can't take full credit for that, but a little bit of that credit will be mine due to the information and the logs and everything else that was sent over to Thor, and the patch was released. Now I can have the Philips Hue on, and with the patch, both controllers go green, meaning my experience with the Index has improved, and that really was the main issue for me, having almost considered booting it around my room and sending it back. So thank you to everybody here on the Index Discord, and thank you to Thor, the Steam support guy, for helping me get this issue fixed. Your help really has been amazingly appreciated.
With many more titles becoming more of a fully fledged game, virtual reality, I think, is having its kind of rebirth. So the competition for the Pimax 5D, the Valve Index, and the HTC Cosmos, and any of the Rift that are actually out already, I think this is quite an exciting time. With titles such as Lone Echo and the opportunity for us to be able to play games via Revive, you really are onto a winner when it comes to the HTC and the Index, giving us the opportunity to play every title that's actually out. Here, we're actually in Red Matter, a fantastic game that's very slow paced and will give you a great immersion factor, no matter really what headset you're actually playing on.
This is probably going to be quite a controversial opinion, but I do find the Vive gives me a slightly more immersion. Whether this is due to the different type of screens between LCD and OLED, etc., I'm not quite sure. The 3D seems more intense on the Vive than it does on the Index, so I would be interested to know if anybody else feels the same. Clarity, FOV, and of course the 90 to 144 Hz, which is available on this headset, but there are not many games you can play at the very high settings and achieve that. So I don't really feel as though I've experienced the 144 Hz on any title yet.
So there you have it, that is the Valve Index. It's very difficult not to say HTC, but of course they have gone their own separate ways. Should you buy this headset? Well, hopefully this video has helped you make your mind up on whether you should go for the Index, for the HTC, or whether you should look at the alternatives such as Pimax and the new headset from HTC that's coming out real soon. Let me know in the comments box below whether you've actually got one of these, whether you had a smooth transition upgrading, or whether this was your first headset, and was it everything that you expected it to be from virtual reality. I certainly will be trying some more titles here on both of the channels actually, more based around the first-person shooters such as Battle Royale, or any games that really give us an amazing experience that you just cannot get on a 2D screen. Hope that's been of interest to you. If you don't mind, I need to go off and execute some people who enjoy arcade shooters. See you on the other side.